Right then, Blades fans, massive news dropping today, and you won't want to miss a single second of this. If you're new here, smash that subscribe button right now and join thousands of Unitedites getting the freshest updates first. Ring that notification bell. You know the drill. We've got 3 absolutely crucial LATEST news updates to break down in today's episode. From redemption tales to tactical masterclasses and a potential loan recall that can reshape our season, it's all happening at Bramall Lane. Stick around because what we're discussing today could define the rest of our championship campaign. Let's get straight into it. Confirmed, Harrison Burrows has silenced his critics, and what a way to do it. After a torrid start to the season, our 23-year-old wingback stepped off the bench at Ewart Park on Tuesday night and absolutely lit up the Lancashire evening. 1 goal, 1 assist, and a performance that reminded every single one of us why Chris Wilder brought him to South Yorkshire in the first place. The numbers don't lie, do they? Burrows came on to replace McCallum in the 70th minute and within seconds showed exactly the type of quality we've been crying out for. An inch-perfect finish into the far corner, left foot, trademark precision, putting the Blades to one-up against fellow strugglers Blackburn Rovers. And here's the thing, you could see what it meant to him. Burrows booted the ball in celebration, turned around, and sprinted toward the traveling Unitedites behind the goal to soak up every ounce of that acclaim. After weeks of criticism, after being dropped, after that nightmare penalty miss against Hull City earlier this month, this was his moment of redemption. But he wasn't done there, was he? Deep into stoppage time, with Blackburn pushing for an equalizer, Burrows turned provider. An inch-perfect cross from the left flank, and I mean inch-perfect, landing right on Tyrese Campbell's head for a tap-in from 6 yards out. Game sealed. 3 points secured. Job done. The Star's Danny Hull summed it up brilliantly, saying Burrows showed the kind of quality we're more accustomed to seeing from him with his left foot, with a perfect finish into the far corner. After a tough few months so far this season, it looked like it meant a lot to the wing-back. Let's rewind for a second. Burrows joined us last summer after our Premier League relegation, brought in to add competition and depth to the squad. The 23-year-old had been outstanding for Peterborough United minus 185 appearances, 20 goals from left back, proper attacking threat. In his first season at Bramall Lane, he was genuinely impressive. 6 goals across the campaign, playing a crucial role in getting us to the playoff final at Wembley. We all know how that ended against Sunderland. Heartbreak. But Burrows had shown his quality. This season though, different scenario entirely. He struggled for form, looked off the pace, and that penalty miss against Hull City seemed to shake his confidence. But football's a game of fine margins, innit? One moment of quality can turn everything around, and that's exactly what happened on Tuesday night at Ewart Park. Coming off the bench, Burrows didn't just score, he dominated the left flank, created chances, and capped it off with that assist for Campbell's 3rd goal. The confidence was back, the swagger was back. Here's what Chris Wilder's been after all season: consistency from his wing-backs. In the Gaffer system, those wide positions are absolutely crucial. They need to provide width, defensive cover, and most importantly, quality in the final third. Burrows has that quality in abundance. His left foot is a wand when he's in form. That cross for Campbell's goal, perfect weight, perfect trajectory, impossible to defend. That's the Harrison Burrows we need week in, week out. With Anil Ahmedhodzic and other defenders struggling with injuries and form this season, having a reliable left-sided defender who can attack is vital. If Burrows can build on Tuesday's performance, it solves a massive problem for Wilder. We're currently 21st in the championship table after 11 games, 1 point above the relegation zone. Norwich City, Blackburn Rovers, and Sheffield Wednesday sit below us in the bottom 3. Every single point matters at this stage of the season. The fact we've now won 2 consecutive matches, first the 1-0 home victory against Watford, then this 3-1 comeback win at Blackburn, is huge for confidence. The mood around the club has shifted. There's belief again. Burrows has a contract until June 2028. He's an investment in our future. If he can rediscover the form that made him one of League One's best wing-backs, we've got ourselves a proper asset. Do you think Harrison Burrows can maintain this level of performance for the rest of the season? Is this the turning point for him, or will he drop back into inconsistency? I want to hear your thoughts. Does he start against Preston on Friday night, or does he stay as impact sub? Drop your opinions in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that like button right now. It helps us reach more Blades fans and keeps this content coming your way. But that's not all from Tuesday night's victory. The comeback at Ewart Park wasn't just about individual brilliance, it was about something much bigger. Chris Wilder's message after the match should have every single Blades fan sitting up and paying attention, because what he said reveals exactly what's been missing from our season so far and what we need to do to climb this table. Speaking after the 3-1 victory over Blackburn Rovers, Wilder was crystal clear about what needs to happen next, and his words weren't about celebrating, they were about maintaining standards. The gaffer said, "If you win matches of football, show consistency in preparation, an attitude towards how you want to approach the game, then everything will be all right. If you follow your game plan, as we did, that word right there, consistency. That's the key, isn't it? Let's talk about what actually happened at Ewart Park, because it tells you everything about where we're heading. We went behind early. Blackburn took the lead, and for a moment, you could feel those familiar doubts creeping in. Are we going to fold again? But this time, different energy entirely. Wilder described a calmness in our play, especially in the second half. There was an increase in intensity, which was absolutely necessary because we were losing. But crucially, there was still that composure to play our way. The gaffer put it perfectly. There was a calmness in our play, especially in the second half. There was an increase of intensity, which was needed because we were losing in the game. We needed to show a little bit more, which we did, but there was still that calmness to play our way. That's tactical maturity right there. Not panicking, not hoofing it long, playing through the press, creating chances methodically and putting them away when opportunities arrived. Let's look at how we scored, because it proves Wilder's point about playing our way. The second and third goals especially, built through patient build-up, clever movement, and clinical finishing. Tyrese Campbell equalized with a proper striker's finish. Then Burrows with that moment of individual brilliance to put us ahead. And finally, Campbell's second from Burrows' cross to seal it. 3 goals that came from us imposing our game on Blackburn, not just scrapping for results. Wilder mentioned this specifically, we did it in terms of goals, particularly the second and third. We are looking for that consistency, and hopefully that gives us a bit of momentum. Here's the context you need to understand. Before Saturday's 1-0 win over Watford, we hadn't won at home all season. That's shocking for a club of our size. The pressure was building, the doubts were growing, and you could feel the tension every time we played at Bramall Lane. That Watford victory broke the seal, but following it up with a comeback win away at Blackburn, that's the consistency Wilder's talking about. That's 2 wins on the bounce. That's 6 points from 6 available. That's momentum. We've moved from 23rd to 21st in the table. We're out of the relegation zone for the first time in weeks. 1 point separates us from safety, with Norwich, Blackburn, and Wednesday below us. Let's not forget the context of Chris Wilder's return to the club. After our playoff final defeat to Sunderland last season, the board made the controversial decision to sack him. In came Ruben Sells from Southampton, Reading, and Hull City, and it was an absolute disaster. Sells couldn't get results. The football was dire. The fans were restless. After just a handful of games this season, the board admitted their mistake and brought Wilder back. The Yorkshireman had to pick up the pieces of a broken squad, restore confidence, and implement his high-intensity, wing-back heavy system all over again. It was never going to happen overnight, but now, you're seeing the Wilder philosophy take hold again. High press, aggressive wing-backs, quick transitions, and most importantly, belief. The gaffer spoke about faith being crucial, a little bit more faith, and that ends up in positive results. Hopefully the swing from Saturday night to tonight has given us that momentum and that faith, and obviously influenced the score line. That's what great managers do. They create belief systems. They build resilience. They turn losses into lessons and wins into momentum. Friday night at Preston North End is absolutely massive now. Paul Heckingbottom's side, and yes, that's our former manager we're facing, will be no pushovers. But if we can make it 3 wins in a row, suddenly we're looking up the table instead of down. Wilder's preaching consistency, and he's right. 2 wins is good. 3 wins is a run. 4 wins becomes a proper surge up the table. This is the championship. Form matters more than anything else. The mood at Bramall Lane has shifted in the last week, from desperation to optimism, from fear to belief. That's down to the manager instilling his philosophy and the players buying into it completely. We're not safe yet, far from it, but we're showing signs of being the team Wilder knows we can be: organized defensively, creative going forward, and most importantly, resilient when things go against us. Do you believe this is the genuine turning point for our season? Can we sustain this momentum and climb away from the relegation zone? Or are you still worried about our consistency levels? I want to hear from every single one of you in the comments. What did you make of Wilder's post-match comments? Does his message resonate with you? Let's get a proper discussion going down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. We're dropping regular updates as this crucial period unfolds. Now, there's one more massive breaking news update we need to discuss. Right, this one's got everyone talking, and for good reason. Norrington-Davies is absolutely flying at QPR on loan this season, and now there's serious speculation about whether Chris Wilder might recall him to Bramall Lane in January. Let me paint the picture for you. QPR desperately needed a left back this summer. Kenneth Paul had left for Antalyaspor in Turkey after 3 solid years and 130 appearances. Harrison Ashby went back to Newcastle after his loan spell. Morgan Fox departed as a free agent. Ziad Larkech picked up a season-ending ACL injury. Julian Steffen's side were absolutely desperate for experience and quality in that position. Enter Norrington-Davies on loan from Sheffield United in late August, and he's been brilliant. Straight into the starting sheet against Charlton Athletic at Loftus Road. Played for consecutive matches during their unbeaten run. Missed 1 game against Bristol City due to a knock, but came straight back against Millwall last weekend. He's become one of QPR's most reliable performers. Solid defensively, offers width going forward, exactly what they needed. By all accounts, it's shaping up to be a really successful loan spell. Here's where it gets interesting. We're 21st in the championship. We've been leaking goals. Our defensive options have been stretched by injuries and poor form. Harrison Burrows has only just found his feet again. Anil Ahmedhodzic has been inconsistent. Suddenly, having a defender of Norrington-Davies' quality and experience available becomes very tempting, doesn't it? The 25-year-old has been with us since 2020, signed from Liverpool for around £1 million. He's got Premier League experience, Championship experience, and when fit, he's a proper player. The problem has been injuries. He's suffered some really unlucky setbacks over the last couple of years that have disrupted his development, but now he's fit, he's playing regularly, and he's performing well. The question becomes, do we bring him back in January to help our survival fight? Speaking after the 1-0 win over Watford last weekend, Wilder was asked directly about the possibility of recalling Norrington-Davies, and his answer was revealing. The gaffer said, he needs to play. I think everybody knew that for a while. He's had some unfortunate injuries over the last 2.5 years, and everybody wants to play. It's a good club that he's joined. Like any loan player, we have a loans manager who follows them. So whether it's Billy Blacker in Scotland or Reese in London, we get reports and follow them regularly to see how they're doing. That's the diplomatic answer, innit? But here's the key bit. We have to look after number 1 first and foremost. So we'll see how that pans out over the next 8, 9, 10 weeks. But he's not doing himself any harm at all, playing well at a good club that's doing well in the championship. Translation, we're monitoring the situation closely. If we need him, we'll consider it. But right now, he's better off playing regularly at QPR than sitting on our bench. Let's think about this tactically. In Wilder's 3-5 system, wingbacks are absolutely crucial. They need to be athletic, defensively sound, and capable of providing width in attack. Sound like anyone we know, Norrington-Davies fits that profile perfectly. He's got the engine to get up and down for 90 minutes. He's comfortable in one-on-one situations defensively, and he can deliver quality crosses into the box. The question is, would recalling him in January actually benefit us? Or would it disrupt his development and confidence? Right now, Norrington-Davies is playing every week. At a decent championship club, he's building match fitness, gaining confidence, and crucially, staying injury-free. That's hugely valuable for a player who's had so many injury problems. If we bring him back and he's on the bench or rotated, does that actually help anyone? Or do we let him finish the season at QPR, come back in the summer fully fit and confident, and use him next campaign? Wilder mentioned Billy Blacker, who's on loan in Scotland. We've got a loans manager tracking all our players out on temporary deals. The club will be assessing each one to see if recall makes sense. But Norrington-Davies is the one generating the most speculation because of the position he plays and our current defensive struggles. The recall window opens in January. That gives Wilder another 8 to 10 weeks to assess whether our current squad is good enough to stay up or whether we need reinforcements from our loan army. Here's something else to consider. Recalling a player from loan isn't just a football decision. It's a financial and squad planning one too. We've got limited wages to work with after relegation from the Premier League. Every player recall means someone else might have to make way or go out on loan themselves. It's a delicate balancing act. Plus, maintaining a good relationship with QPR matters. If we recall Norrington-Davies in January and leave them short at left back, they're going to remember that next time we want to do business. The football world is small, and reputations matter. That said, if it's a choice between keeping QPR happy and staying in the championship, there's only one answer, isn't it? Survival comes first. Everything else is secondary. Wilder said it himself, the next 8 to 10 weeks will be crucial. By then, we'll have played another 10 or 11 championship matches. We'll know if this current run of form is sustainable, or if we're still in serious relegation trouble. If we're mid-table and comfortable by Christmas, there's no need to recall anyone. Let Norrington-Davies finish his loan, come back in the summer, and compete for a place next season. But if we're still 21st or 22nd come January, still scrapping at the bottom, still conceding soft goals, then you have to seriously consider bringing back quality players who can help keep us in this division. Because make no mistake, relegation to League One would be catastrophic for this football club. The financial hit, the loss of players, the damage to our reputation. We cannot let that happen. Personally, I think Wilder's playing this exactly right. Monitor the situation, stay in regular contact with Norrington-Davies and his coaching staff at QPR, and make a decision based on what's best for Sheffield United. If he's needed in January and can make a genuine difference to our survival chances, bring him back without hesitation. If we're in a better position and he's thriving at QPR, let him continue developing with regular first-team football. The beauty of the loan system is that flexibility. We've got options, and right now, having options is exactly what we need. Here's my question for you lot. Should Chris Wilder recall Reece Norrington-Davies in January if we're still struggling? Or is it better to let him complete the season at QPR and return fully developed in the summer? This is a genuine tactical debate, and I want to hear both sides of the argument. Drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Are you team recall or team let him develop? And while you're down there, let me know which of today's 3 latest news updates resonated most with you. Was it Burrows' redemption tale, Wilder's consistency message, or the Norrington-Davies loan recall speculation? So there we have it. Blades fans, 3 massive current news upgrades that could define the direction of our season. Harrison Burrows is back to his best with a goal and an assist that showcased exactly why we brought him to the club. That left boot has serious quality when he's confident. Chris Wilder's drilled home the message about consistency being our pathway to safety. 2 wins on the bounce have got us out of the relegation zone, and Friday night at Preston gives us the chance to make it 3 victories in a row. And the Reece Norrington-Davies situation is one to keep monitoring closely. He's flying at QPR, but if we need him in January, don't be surprised to see him recalled to Bramall Lane. These are crucial times for Sheffield United Football Club. Every match matters. Every performance matters. Every single point could be the difference between championship survival and a disastrous drop to League One. But here's the thing, we're starting to see green shoots. We're starting to see what Chris Wilder's been working towards. The system's clicking into place. The confidence is growing. The belief is returning. If you haven't already subscribed, now's the time to do it. Hit that red button below this video and join thousands of fellow Unitedites who get the latest Blades news first. Ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed the breakdown. It helps us massively with the algorithm and means we can keep bringing you comprehensive Sheffield United content. And most importantly, involved in the comments section. This channel is all about the community. Your opinions matter. Your insights matter. Let's keep the conversation going about these crucial talking points. I'll be back very soon with more Sheffield United news, analysis, and opinion. Until then, stay positive, keep the faith, and remember, we're all in this together. Come on, you Blades. Up the Unitedites. Let's climb this table together. See you in the next one.